Salutations, my name is Kartosael and welcome back to another episode of the Dark Trilogy modpack. So, quite a few things have changed around the base. So, industrial craft building, not too much has changed. Except, the interior. And I added another electric furnace. Also discovered that if you do put in a piece of charcoal, you do burn like half a stack or a whole stack because of the two of them. So it's technically the same as putting them in a furnace, except it's more fancy. These are factory blocks, so are these within a carpenter's block. We'll get to the decoration, how I did that later on, because hey, we'll do that later. I somewhat expanded my central building. So have a bit more space for storage and it isn't as cramped. One downside of using carpenter's blocks is that they do not support connecting textures. Oh well, there's that. Collected a bunch more berries, even more bushes, but I ran out of oak. Didn't feel like chopping down more, to be honest. And there's this building. You can hear a wolf. We have a wolf now. Did a lot of exploration. Well, a lot. At least a bit. I wanted to find a desert. Some good place of sand and cactus. And found none such things. So that was a bit of a pity. We also got a horse. On which I did the exploration. Whaler actually shows you the stats of the horse. Stop jumping about. So you see its speed and its jump strength. I cannot remember you having such a jump strength, but oh well. Did your jump strength just increase? No, I don't think it did. His jump is pretty bad, but he's a really fast horse. So he could have been awesome. Now it's just good. So this building. Yeah, about this. This is also factory blocks, by the way. I did a lot of stuff here, and I don't like doing that off camera. And actually, I didn't. I did this on camera. The point is, during recording, I already somewhat feared that it might not be the most coherent episode. And when I watched it back 8 minutes in, I already had no idea what I was doing. So I'm going to explain it again. And the episode it was explained in originally will never be shown. Because that was a really bad one. So this entire building is solely devoted to Tinker's Construct. Everything in here is Tinker's Construct, except... And... Tinker's Construct, its whole purpose is to provide us with cool tools. I mean, it's nice having like sapphire swords and whatnot, but as you can see, I have some tools that I made in that episode, and they are much more customizable and they are much easier to improve. Also made a sleeping bag. Yeah, that was pretty easy, and it allows me to sleep without actually setting my spawn. As soon as it's night, of course. So Tinker's Construct is used to make cool tools. Actually, that's all there is to it. Now I showed all the recipes and whatnot. Not going to do it again, because quite frankly, you get this book at the start of your world. And it just, it shows all the getting started, all the recipes, armor modifiers. I don't even. Materials in you. I'm going to need that one. You get this as soon as you start creating these things. And the recipe for these things were in the first book. This one, smelting, it's all related to this. You get that as soon as you start crafting a few blocks of these, which are... The recipes are given in this book, so that is pretty self-explanatory as soon as you read the books. This shows us what tools we can make, out of which materials, come on, what the material traits are, etc, etc. Not very clear right now, so let me walk you through it. So you want to build a tool. That's what this mod is all about, so you go to the tool station. You say, I want a pickaxe. And it shows us we need one of these, and these. Required parts, pickaxe head, tool binding, and handle. Now, we need parts. Somehow we have this thing called a part builder. Tool station requires parts. Part builder, it makes parts. Amazing. So let's say we need a pickaxe head. And now what? Well, now we need something like, well, obviously not fur. Let's just say, we put in something like stone, and we get a stone pickaxe head. However, these patterns, how do we get the patterns? Well, for that we have a stencil table. We put in blank patterns, which are made fairly easily with just blanks and sticks, and we can make any stencil we want and put them in here, so we can access them through here. Because what you're technically doing is you are chiseling, forming a piece of material according to your stencil, which becomes a part, which becomes a tool. Which is all great and all, but it, chiseling, grinding, sawing, whatever, it doesn't really get you beyond stone. If you want metal, you're going to need this thing. This is a smeltery. Now, of course, I am Kartosael and I go big when I can. The most common size would be a 5x5. So the included area would be a 3x3. I went for 5x5, so the total is 7x7. Although the corners are actually empty. You can also do as small as a 4x4, I think. I don't know if you can do 3x3 with only one in the middle. So, but whatever. While you want to go bigger, well, it allows you to smelt more things at once. And hold more fuel or more liquid at the same time. Because that, what we have in there is liquid metal. We have alumite and we have obsidian. Obsidian we know. We just throw a block of obsidian in there and we get that. Alumite is something specific. Actually, I do need that book because it tells me all about alloys. As soon as I learn to click at these things properly. Because this is all bibliocraft. This all tells us about production, stuff we can also smelt in there. Like villagers. Yes, it's a possibility. So we can make bronze, some copper and tin, aluminium, brass. I keep pronouncing it wrong. From aluminium and copper. Manulane, cobalt and ardite, alumite. Made from 5 aluminium, 2 iron and 2 obsidian. And we have a pickaxe made out of that. I think it tells us here what it does, yeah. So aluminium ingot, you have shards, you have rods. It's a bit confusing at first, but the most important thing is it has a mine level of 4, which is the highest without using cobalt or ardite, which are found in the Nether, which we will get to very soon. So, what is that shard thing about? I have some shards in here, flint shard, stone shard. How do I get those? Well, you see, shovel head pattern material cost 1. That means that if I would want to make a, let's grab stone again, just for demonstration purposes, that I would need 1 stone. However, if I wanted to make something like a tool rod pattern, like tool rod, I would only need a half. So I get not just a tool rod, but also a shard. So that is what those shards are about. Now, of course, if you want to go for metal tools like the pinky pick and the old shovel, you can just put, you need to cast metal. Metal is cast. That's how they call it. apparently. So this is a casting table. Yeah, you cast it in here. But what do you think would happen if you would like to go in here and, you know, I want a shovel head, so you know what, let's put in a wooden pattern. That's not going to work. Try pouring a hot molten metal into a wooden, well, just a plate of wood, really. That won't work. So what we need is called a double negative, or a casting cast. Oh, it's called a cast. Alright, if you want to be called a cast, fair enough. So that requires what is called a double negative. Now I'm going to grab some stuff and show you what I mean by that. So all casts are made out of either gold or aluminum brass. And aluminum brass, we just looked up, is 3 aluminum and 1 copper. So that's a very good use of all these berries, because they account to 1 ingot, I believe. So you can see them smelting in there. It's also a very good use of our exorbitantly large smeltery. You can see the different layers in here. The one you click on is the one on the bottom, and the one that will be poured out first. And the copper will melt soon. And there, yes. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So they combined to form molten aluminum brass. So let's say we would like to make a... Yeah, we're going to need these. Large plate pattern. Material cost 8. It's a bit pricey. So then we go to the parts builder and say, hey, you know, as you said, you cannot use wood to get a cast, to cast metal in, so we need to make a cast. Now this is called a negative. A stencil is called a negative because it's the exact opposite of what you want to get. If you look at this pickaxe head pattern, this is the thing you get. So this is a positive, the one you want. And that's a negative, the one opposite to what you want. So if you put this in here, we get our positive large stone plate. They cost 8, which is a bit of a pain, but what can you do? So now we have this little thing. Actually, this is probably one of the worst examples I could have taken. So let's grab another one, because it doesn't show us anything. This is a large, tough rod pattern. We're also going to need that. I put away the stone. There we go. And it's night. I love the sleeping bag, especially when exploring. Okay, so we made our stone tough rod. We have this now. We put it in a casting table. Make sure that our cast metal is ready. I always use aluminum brass because I love gold. And we right click the faucet. And we have a rod bag and a tough rod cast. Again, a negative. But because this is made from a negative, creating a positive, creating a negative once again, we call it a double negative. And this can be used to cast all kinds of metals. So we can just put this in here and do it again. All the recipes for faucets and bricks and whatnot, they are all in the 3rd book, I believe. There we go. Put you in there. Now I could put these in a pattern chest like that, but I much prefer having them displayed on a rack like this. Not only because it looks really nice, but also because then I can just walk by and, you know, I want a pickaxe, so I take that, and that. I prefer it that way. So to make one of these smelters even function, you need sear tank and smelter controller. Those two are absolutely necessary. Smelter controller allows you to actually interact with the thing, you know, which is kind of useful. Sear tank holds lava. Lava is used to smelt down your ore. If you put a raw ore in there, it actually doubles the ore amount, unlike the berries I used. to put 1 iron ore in, it would smelt down to 2 iron ingots. So it's another way of doubling your items, but it costs lava, which can be quite a pain to get. So we have a casting table. You have to put a cast in there, or create the cast, and it will fill it. The casting basin allows you to pour a block of metal. I don't think I have enough metal in here. No, that's 3 ingots. I have no idea what will happen if we are trying to pour this. I think it will just turn into a... Oh, come on, you can do it. There we go. I think it will just turn into a block of obsidian. And yeah, it does. Oh, nice. So that works like that. And yeah, this we can also upgrade our picks. Like, put it in here, we can upgrade all kinds of things. It has 3 modifiers, which means we can upgrade it with 3 different things. Or 3 times the same thing to get it really powerful. However, I'm not going to do that because this is not my eventual pick I'm going to use. I want to create something made out of man. Let's just call it man metal. Because only used by real man, or because it is the most durable, I think. Yes. Oh, I might make it out of cobalt actually, because it's faster. But then again, this one does have a better mining level, so I guess I'll just use this one. And what all the other things mean, we'll get into that as soon as we start making that tool. Let's put it down there. And let's go to the Nether. I haven't been to the Nether before in this mod pack, so I have no idea what to expect. So let's go in and hope we don't die a horrible death. I do have a cheap dagger, which is not going to help us much, but it will make us look fancy. So let's get in. And oh dear, 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 oh dear. I don't have a bow. Why don't I have a bow? So I just stopped recording for a second to let the train load in. Not that that helped. Man, that thing is annoying. At least we have lots of walls around. And what is this? Green glow shroom? So oh, hello Wisp, I know you. Please don't be hostile. Ow, you're hostile. Of course you're hostile. Why wouldn't you be? So here's our portal. Ow. Ow. Let's actually block it off. Ow. 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 Let's go back, because I'm getting murdered. Right, I came back. I was nearly dead. And now I have a few more blocks and a vanilla bow. We'll get something better soonish. I hope. Just a bit quiet, sorry. I hear you. Right. We haven't been shooting for quite a while. Because I've been doing a lot of Thaumcraft. And I use my wand there, so there's that. But right over here, just keep our eye in the sky. Get lost fire. Need to have a proper run away. It's getting scary place. Let's add some light. And let's not forget a checkpoint. The Nether hub, why not? Let's actually give it a very bright green name, so it will actually stand out in the Nether. Thought about doing it red, but yeah. Then my mind was like, nope, don't, please don't. So right over here we have cobalt ore. So you can only mine this with alumite or better. Of course, now the sun decides to shine brightly into my screen, so I see not that much. I would rather not get that yet without fortune of any kind. Actually, oh dear, what the hell is that? I really do love the way the mobs explode, but I'm getting a bit scared now. I once heard about a thing called a nitro creeper, but why is that all going to my ticket? Ah, that should be in there. Gunpowder is apparently something you mine. Okay. Oh dear. Yeah, those are nitro creepers. They don't even care. They just blow up the moment they can. So I'm going to look around for some... Can I walk into this? Oh, I can. Oh, lovely. Great. I like that. So I'm going to look around for some... Oh, not God. Oh, is that a fortress? It is. I'm actually... No! Pretty lucky. Right, my heart is racing. I think this is Ardite. It is. So we need Ardite and... Gads. Ardite and cobalt. I'm going to mine a bit of that and be back after I have a substantial amount. Whoever thought to himself, you know what the Nether needs? More stuff that wants to kill you. I mean, I have a little bit of the material now, but I literally just went running back because, you know, apart from ghast armies trying to kill me, we have these imps, I think they're called. They're not hostile, so that's okay. But you know, we've got giant spiders trying to eat my face, and if you kill them, they'll turn into small spiders still trying to eat your face. And then of course we have the wisps running around, and we have lots of lava and other things that burn and try to kill you. And you know what? What's over there? Where this chaotic mess is? Yes, a hungry note from Farmcraft. Well, we will get into that at a certain point, but those... you saw a block disappear. Familiar with it will know why I fear it. I was over there just mining, I think it was cobalt, and I suddenly felt a slight pull towards it. Thankfully, I am very much aware of what that means, and I could get away. Regardless, I'm going back to the hub, because I am so out of here. We are back. As you might have guessed, I did not enjoy that too much, especially because I'm not that well armed or armored. So there is that. Now it's time to upgrade our little tool station to a tool forge. It's a bit expensive, but it does allow us to make a lot of cool new tools, like all of these actually. Anyway, we want a better pick. So we need the pighead axe, a binding, and a tool rod. Now, I am going to flip through the book and see what kind of materials I actually want to make it out of. As shown by this book, pickaxe head, tool rod, tool binding. So, when we look at materials, let's take man metal, this guy. We see three things here: durability, handle modifier, and full tool durability. So if you're any good at math, this is just 2.5 times durability is the full tool durability. We also have the mining speed, which kind of speaks for itself. It's not the highest, that's actually cobalt. But as you can see, the mining level is higher, so this has the ability to mine everything that is mineable. Base attack, 2 hearts, it's not... Well, it might be the best for attacking. Oh yeah, or steel, you know. Or pig iron. No, that's base attack. So as you can see, it has no traits like bronze. So we had 3 parts. All tools have at least 2 parts, namely the handle modifier, and the head, or the actual effective part of the tool. In our case, that's the pickaxe head. So that determines the durability. Whichever material you use a rod out of determines this modifier. Shovel, for example, only has those 2. If we can look at the shovel. Oh, there it was. You see only a shovel head and only a tool rod. I made mine out of alumite and obsidian. Probably flipped past alumite already, yeah. So it had a standard durability of 7, pretty good mining level. But obsidian had a handle modifier of 0.08. So its total durability is only 560. However, because of the intrinsic ability of obsidian, it got reinforced 3, which amounts to approximately the same thing as unbreaking 3. So obsidian is useful to add a lot of unbreaking, but it doesn't really do well for tool handle. However, manualian does. Man metal. So if you make a handle out of man metal and the head as well, you have a very durable pickaxe. And then if you use for a binding, which doesn't do anything for durability, if you use obsidian for that, we should get a pretty proper tool. So we need a binding, a small tool rod, and a head. Already have obsidian in there, so we can easily make the binding. Yeah, obsidian. There you go. And the book said we need 2 ardite and 2 cobalt to make man metal. I do not know. Yeah, this is all I got, by the way. Do not know to which ratio that is. So I don't know how many bars get out of that, but we will see soon enough. So we've got the binding. Put this back on the rack. And I will be back with you once this has smelted. Alright, it has been melted down and thankfully into 4 ingots. So I put, actually that's halving it, because I put 2 cobalt in and 2 ardite. They get doubled. So that would be a total of 8 bars technically, but only 10. Okay. Don't know why it does that. But only turned into 4 man metal. Still, we only need 1.5, I believe. So let's make a tool. This is obsidian, isn't it? Hey, it's man metal. Did I say? Oh, never mind. And there we go. Now we still have quite a bit of man metal in there. We actually have what seems to be half an ingot, which is annoying. So we're just going to get another rod because they only cost a half. There we go. And you can always, I believe, put a rod in here to melt it down. Yes, you can. Great. And it's almost nighttime, which is not so great. Let's quickly grab an ingot of pretty much any description. Let's use copper, why not? Because it feels wrong. And why am I grabbing an ingot? Well, there are several ways of getting that metal out of there. You could store it in the tank, I believe, but I don't really have any tanks lying around to do just that. We could pour it into a block, which you could already have seen. But 2 ingots is not nearly enough for a block, and so it just stay in there. So we are going to actually make an ingot cast. Yes, we can cast ingots. Technically, we could also, cast it into any other shape and get a what do you call it? I don't even know. Yeah, let's say we would boards in the form of a pickaxe and melt those down, but that just feels silly. So we can click on the manulin. There we go. And we can cast manulin ingots. There we go. Probably want another drain just for the ingot cast. Who knows? Who knows? Put those in here, and we can actually start making our tool. So we put in the rod, put in the head, and we put in that thing. So we can see durability 3000. It counts as full tool because we have a head and a handle. Mining speed 18, which is pretty nice. And it should have reinforced 3. Yeah, it does. And we can give it a name. Let's just give it some weird ass name. So now we have our Kartosael issue pick, and we can upgrade it because it looks a bit well weird. Let's be honest, not as weird as the pinky pick. Let's state that before. So we have 3 modifiers remaining. Now there's several things you can modify it with. Redstone, lapis. They're just examples. The lapis is actually, we can put it in there. You could also just put in the powder, by the way. And you can see it has luck now. And you can see that we have a modifier. 18 lapis. And the more lapis we add, the greater the luck. And luck is just fortune, really. We can also add redstone, which will give us a lot of speed. If I do this, yeah, see, it won't allow me because it will go beyond 50. And it does not allow me to do that. And we upgrade once more. Sure, like that. 49. 50. Now I could do it again. And you see it goes to 51. Could do the blocks as well. But it will cost me my 3rd modifier. And I'm not quite sure I want that yet. Because there are various very useful modifiers that I might still want to put on here. Never want to repair it at any time. I think I can put it in here. Grab the man metal. And repair it like so. Yeah, but of course it doesn't need to be repaired. So it doesn't really compute to what I want. So what I am going to work on off camera, I think it's this book. Yeah. Are some more tools. Of course I need a better shovel. A better sword. I am going to look through these swords because there are quite a few of them and decide which one I want. Might just go for the broadsword and the ordinary blade, but might also go for the rapier. And I want a lumber axe because that can bring down a whole tree. But you see, you need different parts for that, which cost a lot, and then some. So yeah, that's going to be a pain. Hammer as well. These are things you could only build on the tool forge. Probably I'm going to make a short bow though. Not quite sure how that works when it comes to metals, but we will see. Regardless, that will be it for this episode. Dang it. Thank you all very much for watching, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. Goodbye.